Let's take some time now to settle the body, ready for class. So firstly, make sure that you're sitting in a comfortable position, whatever that means for you, but ensure that you have a steady base and that your hands are on your knees in a mudra of your choice. Your spine is straight and your head and neck are aligned with the spine. The shoulders are back and down but relaxed, opening up the chest. And the eyes and the mouth are lightly closed. Breathing in deeply now into the abdomen and the chest. And when you exhale, release all the events that have happened for you today. And now another long deep inhalation. And this time on the exhalation, release all of the interactions, conversations that you've had today, in whatever form or space they may have been. Just let them all go. And again, another long, deep inhalation. And this time on the exhalation, release any thoughts about things you need to do after the class. And just release them all and allow yourself to be right here in this present moment. Give yourself the gift of being right here, right now. And returning now to the natural breath. Observing the natural breath at the nostrils and how on the inhalation it fills the abdomen with air and the chest with air. And on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And in a moment, we'll move the awareness through the body. And as you scan the awareness through the body, just observe any pain or irritation you may feel. And when you do that, make sure that you remember that when we're doing our practices in this class. Listen to your body. And if something's not right, please do something else or even visualize the practice. Moving the awareness first to the soles of the feet, checking in with the feet and how they're feeling right at this moment. Now moving the awareness into the ankles and into the shins and the calves. Checking in at the knees. And observing how you're feeling in the legs and the buttocks. Feeling the hands on your knees. Moving the awareness into the wrists, the forearms, now into the elbows and the upper arms. Moving the awareness now into the torso, beginning with the abdomen and gently moving the awareness up into the chest. Moving the awareness now around to the back and up through the spine. reaching the shoulders and the neck. Now, gently moving the awareness into the face, releasing all expression on the face. And around now to the back of the head, the crown of the head. And then gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. Together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to begin the practice. And I'll chant the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our tradition, our practices, and to each other. Breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu. Sahano Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam Karavavahe. Tejasvinadvadhitamastu. Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. And now, to gently begin our practices, lie down in Shavasana with your head in this direction, moving very gently and mindfully. Just allowing the body to settle first in Shavasana, ensuring there's balance between the right and the left side, and the head and neck are aligned with the spine. The legs have released all tension, and the feet are flopping to the sides. The arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up. Just feeling first the body's contact against the floor. And we'll begin with leg raises. So for this practice, place the palms on the floor underneath the buttocks to help support the back. If you have any lower back issues, we'll begin with the right leg. So it can be a good idea to actually place the left foot flat on the floor, again, just to support the buttocks. But if you're fine, or support the back, if you're fine, then leave both legs on the floor. So beginning with the right leg, lift the right leg straight up so that the sole is in line with the ceiling, and push through the heel, and then gently bring the leg down so that it's about 10 centimeters above the floor. Complete 7 rounds, and inhale on the upward movement, exhale on the downward movement. And after your 7th round, again, taking your own time, just allow some space first with both legs on the floor to observe the difference between right and left. And then complete the practice on the left side with the left leg, 7 rounds. And when you've completed the practice on both sides, lie in Shavasana once more. Take a few moments. If you would like to increase the intensity of this practice, you can actually complete the practice with both legs up to 7 rounds. Again, placing the hands underneath the buttocks. And then lying again in Shavasana, allowing the body to rest and observing the effects of the practice. For our next practice, bring the knees to the chest and hug the arms around the knees. Inhale, and as you exhale, after you exhale, bring the nose towards the knees and hold for a few moments, and then inhale, gently bringing the head back to the floor. This is 1 round. Complete another 6 rounds, holding your final round just for a few breaths longer. And when you've reached your 7th round of this practice, bringing the head back to the floor, keep your arms hugged around your knees, and then give your back a little massage. You may like to go in circles or side to side or along the spine, just to help free up the back. And do this for your own duration. When you've had enough of a back massage, then bring the feet back to the floor in front of the buttocks. And so with the feet on the floor in front of the buttocks, place the arms either behind the head as long as the elbows can reach the floor, or you can have them straight out at shoulder height, whatever's most comfortable. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the knees together towards the right and turn the head to the left, allowing the body to ease into the position. And then inhale, bring the knees and the head to center, and bring the knees to the left and turn the head to the right. Again, allowing the body to ease in. And complete another 4 rounds of this practice. Observing the spine, the twist in the spine. And trying to coordinate the breath with the movement, aiming to achieve that body, breath, mind connection. When you've completed your 5 rounds, again in your own time, bring the knees back to center with the feet flat on the floor in front of the buttocks. And bring the arms together, the palms in the heart space in Pranam Mudra. Now inhale, and as you exhale, allow the knees to fall towards the floor, bringing the soles of the feet together, and with your hands in prayer position, raise them above the head. So you're stretching in between the thighs and the torso. Inhale, bringing the palms back to center and the knees back to center. Complete another 4 rounds, holding the final round for a bit longer, observing the opening of the hips and the stretch in the torso. And after your 5th round of this practice, taking your own time, come back to Shavasana. And observe the movement of energy from all of the practices we've completed so far. In the backs of the legs, in the abdomen, in the spine, in the hips, in the torso. And now moving very mindfully, come onto the front of the body for Asana, the cat posture. So ensuring that the hands are directly below the shoulders and the knees are directly below the hips and the head is in a neutral position. Inhale and bring the head up towards the ceiling, arching the abdomen down towards the floor and stretching through the arms. Exhale, bringing the head in between the arms, arching the spine up towards the ceiling, again stretching through the arms. Complete another 4 rounds, making the movement really slow, rhythmic and smooth. Synchronizing the breath with the movement, observing the spine and the abdomen and even the arms from this practice. After your 5th round, come back into Asana, the child posture. Bringing the buttocks back towards the thighs. The arms can either be out in front of the body, they can be beside the body. If you have low blood pressure, make a couple of fists and pop your head or nose to make sure your head's higher than your heart. Whatever works for you, and placing the forehead on the floor if you're not putting it on your fists. And allow the body to rest and sink into the position. And then when it's right for you, we'll come up to standing, but we'll do a posture on the way up called head to foot pose. So in this posture, you allow the top half of the body to hang over the bottom half. Knees are soft. Either allow the arms just to be on the floor, or you could even clasp each elbow behind the knees, hugging the top half of the body towards the lower half of the body, and just allowing gravity to do its thing. And then when you're ready, gently roll up to a standing position. And then from a standing position, allow the feet to ensure that you are balanced and feel the feet against the floor. Check in with your posture, making sure the spine's straight and the shoulders are back and down. Allow the arms to hang loose in front of the body or beside the body. And just feel steadiness and comfort. And our next practice will be Asana. So for this one, have the legs about hip width and making sure that you are standing upright. Clasp the hands behind the back. In terms of the legs, the knees are soft. Clasping the hands behind the back, straighten them to open up the chest. Inhale, and as you exhale, lead with the chin as you bring the top half of the body down, and then lift the clasped hands off the back to where is comfortable, so don't push or strain. Where is comfortable, just feel out this asana, and then bring the hands back to the back and leading with the chin and the chest, come up to standing. Complete another 2 rounds of this practice. Leading with the chin and the chest, bringing the head down, lifting the clasped hands off the back, keeping the arms straight and the knees soft. Bringing the hands back to the back and standing up again. One more round. After your 3rd round, come back into a standing Shavasana, allowing the arms to be loose, and just observe the effects of Trikonasana. Next, the practice will be Tadasana, so the swaying palm tree pose. So for this one, bring the legs wider than hip width apart. Clasp the hands in front of the body with the arms straight first. And then raise the straight arms above the head. Now, we're going to be leaning to one side and the next, but the important thing is to keep the arms straight and to try and imagine that you're in between 2 sheets of glass. So you're not leaning forward or back. Arms are straight, and we'll begin by leaning towards the right side, and it can be helpful to sort of press the left foot into the floor a little. So inhale, and as you exhale with the straight arms, lean over to the right, feeling that stretch up the left side of the body. Inhale back to center, stretching up in the center. Exhale, and then lean over to the left, pressing the right foot into the floor. Complete another 4 rounds, remembering to stretch up in the center. Trying to keep the arms straight. It's more important that the arms are straight than how far you can lean over. And again, trying to coordinate the breath with your movement. So inhaling back to center, exhaling over to the side, inhaling back to center, exhaling. And then when you have completed your 5 rounds, allow the arms to rest, come back, bringing the legs back to hip width apart, and closing the eyes, and again, just observing. Our next practice will be Pati Chakrasana, so it was another spinal twist. So for this, make sure that the legs are maybe a little bit wider than hip width apart, just to give yourself a firm foundation. And we'll begin by putting the left hand on the right shoulder and wrapping the right arm behind the waist and gazing over the right shoulder, feeling that twist in the spine. And then exhaling, bringing the arms out to shoulder height. Inhaling back, bringing the right arm to the left shoulder and wrapping the left arm behind the waist, gazing over the left shoulder. So this is 1 round. Complete another 6 rounds. So you can either be slow with the practice, or you could be more dynamic. It's really up to you. You can either twist your hips around or you can keep them straight ahead. It does not matter so much. It just depends on what's comfortable for you. We're really focusing on that twist of the spine. After your 7th round, coming back to center, taking your own time. And bringing the feet in, the legs in, again to hip width apart. We'll finish with our asana part of the class with a balancing posture. So for this one, we'll do it in 3 stages or 2 stages. So the first stage is to find a point on the wall so that you can concentrate to fix your gaze. It can help with your balance. And so what we'll do first is bring the balancing on the left leg, bring the right leg up as though you're going to stand on a step, just to get your balance. Hold for a few moments, bring it down, and then do the same on the left, just to get you in the balancing mood. And we'll actually do a second stage. We'll do 3 stages. The second stage is to, again, bring the knee up and bring the arms out in front of the body. So then you've got both areas of the body engaged. And then do the same on the left, like you're standing on a step, arms out in front of the body. And you can either do arms down and then leg, So just to get you used to balancing. So the actual posture, so if that's right for you, stay at either one of those levels. But to do the full posture, again, focus on a point on the wall, and then grab your right foot with your right arm or right hand so that it's up against your foot's against your buttock, and your right knee should be in line with your left knee. Now, once you've balanced with the left hand, left arm, bring it up just above shoulder height. Now, you can either go above the head and lean forward, bringing the foot off the buttock a bit. I'll just show you. So it's like so. Or if you just want to stay at this level, that's fine as well. So once you've held it for your own duration on the right, complete the practice on the left and do it, and we'll just do 2 rounds on each side. So on the left, focusing. The arm above the head, moving forward. Lifting the body back up, arm down and leg down. Just seeing if you can balance longer than your second round is a longer duration than the first. When you've completed your balancing postures, please come down in a comfortable sitting position and we'll complete some pranayama practice. So in a comfortable position, again, check in with your posture and ensure that the spine's straight and the head and neck are aligned. Also opening up the shoulders gently so that the chest is open. And just closing the eyes first. Just observing the natural breath, allowing the natural breath to regulate. Pranayama practice, this class will be Nadi Shodhana, so the alternate nostril breathing. So to begin, bring the right hand to the face with the first and the middle finger at the eyebrow center. Cover the right nostril with the right thumb, and then inhale through the left nostril to the eyebrow center. Cover the left nostril with the ring finger on the right hand. Uncover the right nostril and exhale out of the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril to the eyebrow center. Cover the right nostril, uncover the left, exhaling out of the left nostril. Just using the natural breath. If you do this practice regularly and you have a count, please do that. Otherwise, we'll just use the natural breath. Inhaling through the left, exhaling from the right, inhaling from the right, exhaling through the left. And we'll do this practice for a few minutes. Now, when you next exhale out of the left nostril, release the hand and just observe, keeping the eyes closed. Visualize the breath now going in through both nostrils to the eyebrow center. And now completely release the practice, coming back to just the natural breath. And we'll now prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. So very mindfully and gently lie down in Shavasana and ensure that you have all that you need to keep yourself warm or cool, whatever the case may be. But when you're in Yoga Nidra, your body temperature will drop. So it's good to make sure that you're warm enough and comfortable enough. And now in Shavasana, with the legs about hip width, with all tension released, arms a bit away from the body, the palms should be facing the sky. You may like to tuck your chin in a little just to check that it's aligned with the spine. And observe that there is balance between right and left. And feel the body's contact against the floor. Feel the heels, the back of the legs, and the buttocks all against the floor. Feel the backs of your hands and the arms against the floor. Feel the entire back, shoulders, and neck against the floor. And the back of the head against the floor. And notice how all of these different points of contact create one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware of sounds now, but listen first the sounds way off in the distance. And as you hear them, don't try and identify them. Just move your awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. And now bring the sound awareness closer to just outside the room that you're in. Again, moving the awareness from sound to sound. Bring the awareness now to the sounds inside the room where you are, using the same approach. And now move the awareness to sounds inside the body. And we'll begin with the sound and the sensation of your heartbeat. And now move the awareness to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen for my instructions. When I repeat the name of a body part, visualize that part, mentally repeat the name of that part, and place your awareness at that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now over to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body, beginning with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. And moving now around to the face with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the ears, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the lips, the chin, the jaw, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat. The right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest. The right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel. The right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin. The whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together. The whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together. The whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. And release the body rotation and bring the awareness now back to the natural breath. Observe the rise and fall at the navel in response to the natural breath. And observe just how subtle the natural breath has now become. And we'll now add a count to the natural breath in the following way. Counting backwards from 14, breathing in 14, breathing out 14, breathing in 13, breathing out 13. Just counting backwards from 14 along with the natural breath. And if you reach one, begin again. And if you lose count, begin again. Use the breath like an anchor to bring it back if the mind wanders. Now release the count and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's outside in the snow on an icy winter's day. The hands and the feet feel cold and numb. The face and the nose feel cold. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside in the snow on an icy winter's day. Release this feeling of coldness now and replace it instead with a feeling of heat. The body's feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels like it's inside a sauna and the heat has been turned up. The air feels thick and hot and almost unbearable. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's inside a sauna and the heat has just been turned up. And release this feeling of heat now. Replace it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels like it's made out of lead and it's pressing against the floor. The body feels so heavy it feels like it may even fall through the floor. The body's feeling heavier and heavier and it's pressing against the floor. And release this feeling now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body feels lighter and lighter. The body feels like it's barely touching the floor, it's so light. It feels like it's hovering above the floor. It feels as light as a cloud, as though it may drift away at any moment. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, and it feels like it's barely touching the floor. And release this feeling of lightness now. Release all of these sensations completely. And instead, come to the space of the mind, the space of Chittakash, the space behind the closed eyes. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. A red rose with raindrops glistening on its petals. A red rose with raindrops glistening on its petals. A green candle with a steady candle flame. A green candle with a steady candle flame. A black bird flying against a pink dawn sky. A black bird flying against a pink dawn sky. The blue waves crashing against white sand on the shore. Blue waves crashing against white sand on the shore. A full moon reflecting in a still lake. A full moon reflecting in a still lake. Release these visualizations now and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And begin now to feel the breath in the body. Allow the breath to deepen a little and observe the movement it creates in the body. Notice on the inhalation how it presses the back against the floor. Check in with your body now and observe how you feel at this very moment. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin by first remembering the details of the room that you are in. Remember the color of your mat, the color of your clothes, the color of the walls and the floor coverings. Begin to hear the sounds around you and remember the world attached to those sounds. And remember the time of day. Begin to make small, gentle movements with the fingers and the toes, just allowing the body to gently externalize. Being very kind to yourself as you bring yourself back. And begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to gently move the head from side to side, or even roll onto your right side for a few moments. Taking your own time. And when it is right for you, come up to a comfortable sitting position. Keeping the eyes closed or downcast, aiming to maintain the peaceful state you've created. Moving very gently. And once again, we'll move the awareness through the body and compare this time how you feel now to when we began. So gently placing the awareness in the feet and moving the awareness up from the feet into the ankles and right up through the legs and the buttocks. Placing the awareness now in the hands and observe the hands resting on your knees. Bring the awareness up through the arms to the shoulders. And now moving the awareness up through the torso and the back, very gently, witnessing any changes. And then into the neck, into the face, on the back of the head, the crown of the head, and then gently resting the awareness at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude our practice. Breathing in, Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.